Okay, no pressure or anything, by the way. That was good, Dan. I like the way that format led out across the sea. The mine's nothing like that. Alright, I've got some thank yous, so I best remember. First of all, introduction. My name's Lee Billiard. I'm the behavioural therapist, relationship coach, psychiatrist, life coach, and every now and again, where time allows, the soccer coach for the varsity group. So why don't you stand up or come round, wherever it is you want to stand. This is your world. Okay, so thank you. So I'd like to obviously thank the boosters and everybody involved in making tonight happen. Thank you very much. Steve and Sandy at the athletic office, thank you very much. Where you going? This is what I deal with. I'd like to thank Darren Spangler. Darren does all the videos of the games, and you know, he has them uploaded before midnight, and that's what I do from midnight till 2 a.m. is watch the games back. So thank you, Darren. Just because your daughter's right, just because your daughter's retired doesn't mean you're going to retire from videoing. So Mike Ford, I don't think Mike's here, but Mike's the EB Sports guy, and does all the highlight reels. So again, a lot of the girls like watching those. I love watching those, and I think some of the opponents like watching those as well. I'd like to thank Anwin, who was the team manager. Where's Anwin? Thank you very much for all your help. Don and Jim, photographers. Although, after seeing the pictures you took and posted in that book, I'm going to take this back. Megan, where's Meg? Hey, Meg. So Megan's also assistant coach / team manager / #1 fan. Ever since I've been here, Megan's been involved. She's if you've ever been to a game, you'll hear Megan on the sidelines. We have this little thing, and she brings the girls candy after every game. She'll have a backpack and there's candy, little treats in it for the girls. And a couple of years ago there was Swedish fish. I like a lot of candies, you can probably tell, but Swedish fish are one of my favourites. So once she found out I was taking the Swedish fish, she'd keep a little bag to the side that she would give me. And as that year's come on, it's gone from that little bag to now she has a big bag that she keeps just for me. Just before the game starts, she comes up and surprises me with it every game. So thank you very much, Meg. I'd like to thank the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. C. Everybody speaks so highly of Mr. C, and believe me, it is truly deserving. The guy's amazing at what he does. He really does care about your sons, your daughters. He not only just treats them with their injury, he literally sits there and gives life lessons while they're on the injury table. He informs them about everything that they're going on. He's very detailed about it. He really does care, and he cares about all the programs as well. So it's a pleasure to have somebody like Mr. C working with my girls' team anyway. So thank you very much. Parents, thank you very much. This was my 5th season. Some of your daughters I've coached for 4 years, some for 3 years. I still have the same car, I still live in the same house. I don't have to move, change cars, nothing. So thank you very much. And Tom and Christy, I think Dave said the word program a lot. I think this is the important part. We're not just developing a team, we're developing a program. And it's really down to the hard work of the JV and the freshman coaches, what they do to bring up these players and for us to get them a varsity. It's about developing a program, and it's a credit to those guys and what they do to be able for us to sit here and have a successful boys and a successful girls team. So I'd like to thank Tom and Christy for their work, and again, same for the players. I think that's everyone. All right. So our record, 18-1-1 was the record. We scored 66 goals, conceded 6, 13 shutouts. You can clap at any point. Out of this group standing here, we had, hopefully I get this right, 8 DCL All-Stars. Huh? 9. Sorry. 9 DCL All-Stars. 6 Eastern Mass All-Stars. 3 All-State. 1 New England. And 1 All-American. And that New England and All-American was Kaylee's side. Again, it's been a pleasure for me to coach these girls. It's always enjoyable. I learn so much. This is a special group. As I say, I've had a lot of them 4 years, 3 years. So they're now at the point where they made me a better coach. I was able to, they asked better questions. I'm able to do some more advanced things, which from a coaching standpoint, coaches want to do. They want to get real more advanced with what they're doing. We're able to do that with this group. So they made me a better coach. And so I'm very thankful for that. I'm also thankful for the fact that I don't have kids, but one day when I do have kids, I am prepared for it, I can tell you that. I've learned some parenting traits. I learned patience. You're right, Joe? I've learned patience. I've learned, make sure that basically not to just break down and start crying, and to be able to block things out. So I'm pretty good at all that stuff. The patience side of it is, I have a lot of friends that have kids. They're pre-K, 1-year-olds. They hate me because I'm that guy that doesn't have kids. I'm the one that's like, why can't we go where I want to go? Why are you always tired? Why are you always grumpy? Why are you late? And I'm like, coaching these girls, I get it. Just getting them out the locker room, I fully understand and appreciate parenting. It's different. I see Dave going out from the locker room to the field. He's kind of like skipping under rainbows and things. It's no problem at all. For me, it's get out the lock. Come on, get out, where are you? Get out, where are we? Come on, and somebody runs up. I forgot my cleats. I don't know where they are. When did you see them last? You're on my feet. All right. Lee. What? Should I wear a sweater? I don't know, buddy. That's your choice. No, I think I'm not going to. All right. Make our way. Finally, 10 minutes late, out onto the field. Somebody will come running past. Where are you going? I'm going to get a sweater. The best one that we had a couple of times is I forgot my cleats. Running back, we're walking out to the field, somebody's running past. Where are you going? Back to the locker room. Why? I forgot my cleats. Cleats. They've only been sitting in the locker room for 30 minutes, talking or dancing, waiting to go out and play soccer where they need their cleats. But they forget them. They've got other priorities like Snapchat. The zoning out thing I'm pretty good at as well. The bus journeys, I think Tom touched on it. Bane of my existence are these bus journeys. The nightmare for me was October 21st. I remember this date well because I still have nightmares and I'm still seeing somebody about it. We're on our way back from the bus. They play their music, they Snapchat, they talk, I don't know, some nap, I don't know really what goes on. I kind of like zone out. But that one day, my battery went on my phone. I normally sit at the back and just put earplugs in, and that's me done. My battery went on the phone, so I had no choice. So October 21st, what are they playing? Do you know what you played that day? October 21st? You played All I Want for Christmas by Mariah Carey. And sang. She's a killer. So I understand all the parenting side of things, and I appreciate what you guys do, and I appreciate you girls preparing me for one day when I do have kids. Thank you very much. Dave obviously gets a glimpse of it sometimes. He daren't come down to our side of the locker room at times. You can see it's like every man for himself down at our end. He came down, we were chatting about just before the playoff games, and Arundel sitting in the office, and she asked him a question. So, what do you think of your game coming up? Brett's just about to answer. Do you think you're going to win? What's the score going to be? Where are you playing? Well, what time do you leave and go on the bus? Well, and Dave's like, can answer the first question before you start carrying on. And then just the expression on his face while she was going, I'm like, yeah, I feel you, bro. So some 4 years, 3 years, so the comfort zone's changed over time. which I don't think I'm really prepared for. I get to meet the boyfriends. That's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know, but I get to meet the boyfriends, real ones and imaginary ones. Gabby Diorio. Who's Ben? It's your birthday today, right? Happy birthday. Do you know you're dating Gabby or not? No? No, see, I told you you didn't know. I told you. And the biggest comfort zone, let's say, it was about, we go back a few years, where let's say 3 years, where we're looking to get everybody out of the locker room. Everything's fine at that point. A few years ago, we were all still fresh in our relationship. There'd been a nice line waiting to come out. If somebody's missing, I'll turn around and say, "Where's Lily?" Someone will say, "Oh, Lee, she's still in the locker room, she'll be out in a second." Okay, great. Now it's completely different. Now it's like, "Oh, where's Lily?" Somewhere in the hurdle or hill, like, "Oh, she's having a poo." Like, great, thanks. The real low point for me this season was the Kicks for Cancer game. It's a fantastic event. I'm really happy we got to be a part of it and represent our loved ones. But the thing that really sticks out, well, I think it was Arundel that was like, "Oh, I need someone to braid my hair." I don't know why, but I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." Jokingly, obviously. I've never braided hair before. And the low point was, I did it. It was low point number 1. And the low point after that was, they were all like, "Oh, that's pretty good, yeah, that's pretty good." This is the end of me. I'm done. Well, we'll move on to the seniors. So it's been a pleasure for me to coach this group. It's been an entertaining season yet again. I enjoy watching them play. I enjoy working with them on a daily basis. I enjoy watching them grow as soccer players and as people off the field as well. I think the important part is, any team that I coach, it's important to have fun. Make sure you're bonding together as a team. I mean, we do this because we love it, so it's important that we keep that fun aspect, and I think we've always done that, and that's something that I've really enjoyed with this group. So, seniors. First one, I hope she doesn't mind me saying this. She called me in the summer, actually, and she was like, "I'm not sure if I'm going to come back." She felt that she didn't, play to her full potential last year, and we had a long chat about it. And I'm really, really pleased that she came back, because she came back stronger than ever. She was determined. I mean, that's a real trait and characteristic to have, to be able to recognise where you're at and then to do something about it and be able to come back stronger. And she came back. She was a big contributor. The fitness was great, and she was mentally in the game again this year, and it's a pleasure for me to coach. She's one of the girls that actually cracks me up the most, and that's Lily Blackshaw.
Yay!
Yeah. You want to bring it in for the real thing? Come on, bring it in. Come on, there you go. The next person is, I'm probably overly critical of this person a little bit. Way back in the day, when I could tie my shoelaces without getting out of breath, I was a goalkeeper. And we only had one goalkeeper this year, so I was very critical of her at times. But the thing about goalkeeping is you constantly have to stay in the game mentally. You might not touch the ball. There's some games where Julia, who I'm talking about, didn't have to make many saves, but mentally she still has to stay in the game. And that's really important for goalkeepers, and that's something that Julia does really well. She focuses, she stays in the game, and when that time comes, when she has to make that save, and she's been relied on as the goalkeeper, she made that save. Probably the most important save actually came in a warm-up game. You probably don't know what I'm going to talk about now. In a warm-up game, we took the benches out, and took the benches out of their little packs that had been in the shed in the off-season. House runs out. Chaos. Utter chaos. Little thing that's probably about as big as my pinky 20 girls standing around it screaming. Mouse moves, they run. Mouse moves again, they run the opposite way. Finally, Julia comes in and makes the save, catches the mouse and takes it back to where it came from, obviously. I then turn around, and of course, there's 3 girls crying. What are you crying for? It's because there was baby mice in there as well, and they'd been separated from their parents. So then Julia had to use one of my pennies, which she owed me $10 for, wrap the babies up, go and locate the parent that she just dropped off the shed, put them down, then we could carry on. That was the warm-up for that game. We did nothing else after that. That was the warm-up. Julia Coleman. Next person is the most colour coordinated person for practices. She always makes a big effort, colour coordinated. I have to speak very highly of this person. Any kind of formation system I play, I rely on a real good holding midfield player. What they call the controller, or a number 6. I've had Maddie now for 3 years. And Maddie's been exceptional at that role. She really has. She understands the game. She's technically superb to be able to execute what she does. What that person basically does is when the ball comes near them, they hit somebody, take the ball, pass it to somebody. Easy. That's all you have to remember. Hit someone, take the ball, pass it to someone. Great. Well, Maddie does it, but she does it with finesse. She hits some people with finesse. But she's real good about what she does. And Maddie's one of the people that when I first started coaching, I thought, is this girl mute? Does she talk, or does she not talk to me? She barely said any words whatsoever. And now it's like she comes into the office, I'm like, oh, Maddie's coming into the office. I'm going to shut up. But I have to say, I coach a lot of teams, I coach a lot of players that have had holding midfielders, and from the bottom of my heart, I haven't coached or had a holding midfielder as good as Maddie Walsh in all my years of coaching. That's a huge compliment, and I wish there were a lot more Maddie Walshes, and I know we got some players that are coming up that have been, working with Maddie as well, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next year. But Maddie Walsh. Next player, superb teammate, coach's dream, because whatever I ask her to do, she does it. It's fantastic. Even if we're having a water break, she'll pick up cones. I don't even ask her to do that. She'll pick up cones, she'll move goals. I'm like, this is great. This is the kind of kid I want when I'm older. When she's on the field, she works hard, always, constantly. She wants to do the best for herself and for the teammates against her. She knows what questions to ask, and she knows what she wants to get out of the game and what she wants to do for her teammates. If she's not on the field, she's the first person that's there helping somebody out and cheering them on. She's been great to work with. I actually coached her for a short while in the club season as well. So it's been a real privilege for me. So Kira Sullivan. Next player is, I remember seeing her at tryouts. She didn't even touch a ball, but I put a check next to her name because I saw her run. I was like, sheesh, this kid is quick. And there's times in games where we'll play a ball through, and catches the girl that I'm talking about. We'll play a ball through, she's 25 yards away from the ball. I'll look down, I'll scribble WOP on my weight of pass on my notebook to address it at half time. Look up, she's on the ball. She's caught up with somebody, she's got the ball, she's going to goal. She's another girl that, when she's not on the field, or whether she's not playing, she'll do anything to help anybody else out. She works hard, she asks, again, the same thing, she asks the questions. One of the best things I liked about Katja this season is she had niggling injuries all the way as we're going through. But, again, she kept persistent, she know when to rest, she know when she had to train hard. and she just kept persevering through everything. And I think that's an incredible attribute to have. So for me, again, it's been a great pleasure to be able to coach Katja. Next person, Rosemary, aka Romy. Romy's, I think you were one of the leading goal scorers this year, and she's a centre back. Step forward, Romy. Scored a lot of set pieces from in the air. But she's also a very good defender. She's comfortable with the ball at feet. One of the best attributes to have as a defender. The way I like to play, I like my defenders to be able to play with their feet and play out the back in a build-up style. And you need very specific people to do that. And Romy has that attribute. She can play with the ball at feet. She doesn't panic about things. You know, she's great in the air. She's a great athlete. And she's also one of the smartest people that I think I've ever met. Normally, you know, people ask me questions, stupid questions that I'm not going to know the answer to. So I think one of them was like, I think Kaylee asked me once, when babies come out, do they blink? I'm like, ask Romy. And then I'll creep over and listen to what Romy says. Yeah, she's right. She's a genius, one of the smartest people I know. I'm going to miss Romy as well from an educational standpoint, because I just learned so much from Romy. So yeah, Romy's been one that I've had for 3 years, and she's just blossomed. She's really come along, and you know, the best attribute Romy has, which I really love. She can't lie at all. So if I feel that somebody is lying or telling me a little tale, I'll turn around, Romy, is this true? And before she's even said a word by face, I know the answer. I know whether they're being honest or not. So it's a good attribute, don't lose that. So Romy boy. Next person. This is the one player that I'm scared of, so I need to get this right. She has a couple of nicknames. The A-Train was one. The reference that I like to make is, if you imagine the boulder at the top of a mountain, and that boulder slowly starts going down, then, you know, after a couple of minutes, that thing's going a full whack, and it's just smashing everything that gets in its way. That's Arundel McGuinness right there. Arundel was also up there as one of the leading goal scorers as a right back. She scored a couple of screamers from about 30 yards out. You know, she's that kind of girl. If it moves, kick it. If it doesn't move, kick it till it does. She's real capable on the ball. She's full back for me. She gets up and down the field constantly. It's a lot of hard work at what she does. Her work rate and her attitude and her commitment to the game and the team is what sets her apart. She will literally do anything for this team or this group. Anything that she's asked, she will do. It's a tremendous attribute. She really does commit herself completely to everything. Even tackles, completely to everything. But again, I mean, Arundel's one that I'm always at the office early. Arundel and Maddie normally have like a free period at the last, so Arundel normally comes in, hey, right now, what's happening? Everyone's all dressed up, kind of like, you know, dressed up. Arundel rocks in sweats. But it's been awesome to coach Arundel. I had her 3 years. I didn't call her up in her freshman year, which is probably my bad. Regret that now. But to be able to see Arundel grow as a player and really to get to know her personality and what she does contribute to things is it's been a pleasure for me. So she was one of the captains this year as well, Arundel McGuinness. All right, that's it, right? Three more captains. I left these three till last. These three I've had for 4 years. 4 years. Incredible soccer players. Not only technically, but they have incredible soccer brains. Some of the best soccer brains that I've had the pleasure to work with. The first girl, Pietra Sweeney. P is another fullback for us. Up and down the field. Fantastic 1v1 defender. Superb on the ball. Real good leadership skills. Everything that she does, she's another one that's committed to everything. She'll ask good questions. She likes to have fun as well, especially at my expense. We had one practice recently where she showed up with I think they were like chem glasses or something, like chemistry glasses. If you're a pair of chemistry glasses missing, by the way, Pietra's got them. And she convinced me that she had a bad eye and she had to wear them. I wasn't sold at first. I did ask Romy, did give it away, but Pietra was in too deep at this point. But after we started jogging around for 30 seconds and the glasses had steamed up and she couldn't see anything, I'm like, all right, those are not real. Those are not real sports glasses. But yeah, Pietra's I've had for 4 years, and 4 years she's contributed to this back line. Not only, again, we don't concede many goals, and it's due to the defensive unit, the goalkeeper that we've had. But a lot of the offense that we create comes from our white players, and specifically players like Pietra. So for me to be able to coach a player with her attributes has been an absolute privilege. And I look at Pietra like a little sister I've known for such a long time now. Even though it's only been a full season, the fact that we're together for 3 months pretty much every day feels like 2 years at a time. So effectively I've known Pietra for like 8 years. So Pietra Sweeney. The next player is the first time I met her, I coached her older sister, Caitlin Spangler, who was part of this group. So the first time, I feel like I'm one of the Spangler family at this point, to be honest. Melissa's done a lot of stuff, and Darren does all the video stuff. I mean, Darren sent me a video of the dog one time. But the first time I met her, she was this quiet, a little shy kind of thing. And then we get on the bus and this Dougie dance thing, wherever that thing was at that moment in time. Somebody goes, Alex, do that. I'm thinking, she's never going to do that. She barely knows these girls. Look at this tiny little quiet, shy thing sitting in the corner. Boom, she was up. She was up doing this Dougie dance, rocking it. I think she's narcoleptic. She sleeps a lot, an awful lot. Naps all the time. A couple of times at practices, we've had to wait a little bit. One time at a game, we had to delay a bus because Alex was at home sleeping. And there's no waking her up when she's sleeping. She naps on the bus. Never known anybody nap as much as she does. But when she's on that soccer field, she is legit. She's one of the best overall all-round players that I've worked with. I mean, she might be small in stature, but she is feisty when she's on that field. She knows what to do with the ball. She knows how to use her body well. She's created the tough thing for Alex this year. She won All New England last year. She was just shy of winning All-American. So people realised who Alex Spangler was when he came around to this year. So teams would specifically organise themselves to put 2 people on Alex. And this became frustrating for Alex at times. But she'd learned how to move. I mean, if there's 2 people follow me, if I'm going to move this way, that means there's space over there for somebody else. So she has that kind of soccer brain that comes with her, and she still managed to contribute a lot. I remember at the start of the season, we played Cambridge Ridge Aladdin. Alex was out injured, and the first question when I handed him my roster was, why is Alex Spangler not playing? She's injured. And I'm like, and I could just see, because they probably just spent 3 days trying to practice. This is how we're going to defend Alex Spangler. Alright, that plan's gone. But that's what teams do. Teams recognise her ability, and again, I have the pleasure, or misfortune, however you want to look at it, of coaching in the club season as well, so I see Alex all year round. It's for me to work with somebody of her ability, overall ability. It's really enjoyable, and I feel part of the Spangler family. So Alex Spangler. want me to talk about that? Didn't think so. Alex is one of the captains, and Kylie's one of the captains, along with Pietra and Arundel. Kylie was injured last year, so I mean she went through parts of the year. People didn't really see to the best of Kaylee. This year she really came into her own. There's players that have good soccer brains, and there's great players that are able to execute what they're thinking technically, and that's Kaylee. She can, whatever she's thinking, she can do. A lot of the time she's too smart for, I see her do some things, I'm like, I never taught her that. Where'd she get that from? And when she's on the field, she's another one that will give anything for the team. I speak to the captains a lot, and I'm real thankful for the captains. I speak to them, they keep me sane a little bit, but they're a big help when it comes to controlling this rabble. A huge help. I cannot do it alone. So the captains are a big part of that, and I speak to them all the time about controlling the controllables. And I think, Kaylee was really somebody that took that in. On the field, same thing. If she has to control the controllables, if she has to be in the box, getting on the end of a cross, Kaylee's there, she can control that. If she has to run time off the clock, Kaylee will do that. She controls the controllables, same off the field. She controls the controllables. She knows exactly how to help me manage this group. And she's fully deserving of the awards, the accolades that she got this year. Over the years, again, there are 4 years that I've coached Kaylee as well. She's another one that allows me to better myself as a coach. So again, I'm thankful for Kaylee. So Kaylee, I believe that's everybody. So thank you, seniors. Best of luck. Our relationship hopefully doesn't end. Hopefully we can, don't Facebook me, don't Twitter me. But if you need me, text me and I'll decide whether I'm going to respond. Right? But I've been real proud to be your coach. To see how you played this year was tremendous. I forget who the quote was, but we didn't lose, we ran out of time, and I think that's where we were in the semi-final game. We didn't effectively lose it, we just ran out of time. But the way you went about your business, the way you played, the way you gelled together, and the way you controlled the controllables was something to be really, really proud of. So thank you girls very much for everything.
Hey, wait. Is he supposed to give away? He's been up there for a long time now.
Oh yeah, I forgot to even stay there though, because we were on 10 or 2 seconds. I've got money, by the way, on Alex saying her name and then laughing when she does her speech. My name's Alex Spangler. Some awards as well. The awards on here, but you will get them. You can stay there. The Brooke Nichols Spirit of Competition Award. Giving this to someone, it's bizarre. I've never seen. We're in the middle of a competitive game. Everybody's focused, and this girl just loves playing to the point when she runs around, she has a smile on her face. She's about to tackle, she has a smile on her face. She passes, she has a smile on her face. She really enjoys the game a lot. She's firm at what she does, but she stays within the rules of everything. I know wherever the ball is on the field, I have an idea from this girl's communication. She doesn't say too many things. She'll talk to Romy about defensive shape, but I know whenever she says don't foul, it means the ball's near Arundel somewhere. The spirit of competition goes to Ozakun. And the Alex Ivanov Most Dedicated Award. I've given it to, this is tough, this could be a lot of people, but I've given it to the 3 girls that I've had for 4 years. Because again, it's not about developing a team, it's about developing a program. And I think these 3 girls have really sacrificed a lot of blood, sweat, a tremendous amount of tears to get in this program and put in everything that they can. And they came up with their own quote to leave a legacy. And I think that's what this group have done. So the Alex Ivanov Most Dedicated goes to Alex Spangler, Pietra Sweeney and Kelly Sykes.
Spangler, and we just have some thanks to give out to some people. So first, we would like to thank the boosters, the parents that contributed to everything, Mr. Sandock, Christy, all the boys, coaches. You guys made this season a success again. We would like to thank our parents for everything they've done for us, like all the team dinners, the ongoing support. I think a lot of times goes under-recognized, and sometimes it can be taken for granted, so I'm sorry for that. Mom, Dad. And then also we want to thank all the girls that made our senior year so special. It was like having 20 sisters, and like it comes with this like ups and downs obviously, but I think that the positives definitely outweighed the negatives, and we couldn't have asked for a better girls that left us with some great memories. Lead Billiard. So you haven't only been like a coach to us, but you've also been like a friend, and you probably know more about us than you should, but you've been really supportive and understanding on and off the field. And then special thanks to Mr. C, and thank you for keeping us healthy as you can and preventing all the injuries that could have been. And like I can't tell you how many girls relied on your ankle taping just to get through one game.
Amen.
And then lastly, we have Meg Gallant. Meg, go and come up here. So yeah, this is Meg Gallant, and she's been our team manager, #1 fan. And this is also her last year with us. So we spent our senior year together. Yeah. But with Meg, something really special about her is that when it goes really silent during a rough game, everyone else they're sitting there just like with their heads down. You can always count on Meg to be cheering for us still. So thanks for that. And then also, even though it's probably better off to not have it, thank you for the candy bag that you refilled every single game and brought to the next. I think all the girls really appreciated that. And yeah, your ongoing support helped us more than you know, so thank you.
Good job, well done. Sorry if this went on too long, but there's obviously a lot of seniors. I will pass you on to whoever's conducting.